Hello everyone, this is Stephanie. Welcome to a new video. I just wanted to go over a couple of things I've been doing. So Potomac Bead Company sent me some beads and I just wanted to just give you a little overview of what they sent me, what I've made out of what they've sent me. So there's a video up on this bracelet, which is the burnished lace, and I've used their round duos in this bracelet, and it's a pretty one, like that one. Okay, and then I just took a unit and I made the earrings out of it, and this is the round duo burnished lace earring. Okay, so we made those, made them in tanzanite also. All right, so that was my first project that I made with the round duos, and that was a lot of fun. Now here I have another one, and these bracelets are the same, made with the same beads, just a little different colors. So in this one we're using DiscDuos, which are these little sort of disc shape, exactly what they're called. They're a disc, and they have 2 holes. And they sent me some rondelles, which I put on the side, and a cute little cup button. So here it is. They sent me some black, so I just used their rondelles and I did it with black. I'll show you how this one looks on the wrist. Really pretty. Let's see if we can get it clasped. Aha! Usually I have a lot of trouble with that. So this cup button is very helpful for me. So I think that's really pretty. Here's the bracelet. It's I don't know if you can tell, if by the lights, if it's washing it out too much, but these rondelles on the side, they're all fall colors. So it's a fall bracelet. Really, really pretty. And here's the black one. That's pretty also. I think it would look pretty too with black, with maybe clear or gray, or whatever. I mean, but I just used the rondelles that they sent me, so I think it looks pretty in both. And also this little guy is a whatchamacallit, a Rivoli. Went blank there for a second. Okay, this is a Rivoli, and we're going to bezel this Rivoli. And this was another Rivoli that they sent me, and it's a crystal sliplet Rivoli. It's 14 millimeters. So I think you can get those anywhere, but it's a really pretty one, and I used some copper beads around it. And so next week we'll work on bezeling a Rivoli. So that will be kind of fun. I'll try to make it as beginner as possible. It's a little more advanced project, but I think if you take your time, you'll be able to do it. So anyway, this is the one we're going to work on today. I'm going to tell you what you're going to need for the bronze bracelet. So you're going to need the DiscDuos. So they come in a package of 50, and my bracelet is 7 inches. And let me just give a quick measurement on the beaded portion. So the beaded portion is almost 6, and for the black one, I think they're just about the same. Let's see. That's about 5 3/4. This is, yeah, they're about 5 1/2, 5 3/4 of the beaded portion. So the total bracelet comes out to 7 1/4. So I've used pretty much all the beads, except I think I have 8 left. So if you need eight beads will make 2 more of right angle weave units. So you might be okay if you take an 8-inch bracelet. I think you'd be fine. You'll just use the whole tube, and sometimes that's kind of cool. Just use the whole tube. Okay, so you'll need some of those. If you want to make this bracelet, you're going to need the magic copper rondelles. Okay, so let me pop these out here so you can really see them. Okay, there you go. And here are these are the 3 by 4 millimeter rondelles, and I don't know if you can see the color there, but they're so sparkly. I'm trying to get my lights on it really well, but I don't know how well it's coming out there. They're really gorgeous. They have every color of the rainbow in there, and very, very nice fall colors. There are greens and coppers. It's very pretty. Okay, and then we have some other rondelles. We've got some 3 by 4 millimeter gold champagne. And these are, you know, just very pretty light sort of champagne-y color. Go great with these three. And here's a jet bronze matte cup button. And I think that's really cool. I love that. I love the sparkle in the middle, like the shine in the middle, but yet it's matte all the way around. So I think that looks great. You know, here we put a little, we've decorated it a little bit. But it's all, these are all very sparkly and very shiny. On my Facebook page, I have them on my Facebook page, and you see how sparkly it is. Okay, so this is what you're going to need. You're also going to need some size 15-0 seed beads. So I'm going to pop some of those in. Okay. And this is going to be a 2-needle project, so we're going to use, just in the interest of not getting stuck, because I know I tend to get stuck with the size 10 needles, especially if I'm going through many passes. I'm using size 12 needles. They're going to bend, I know, and I'm using 6-pound fire line to see if that makes a difference in how easily it goes through the beads. So, I mean, normally I would probably use a size 10 beading needle and 8-pound fire line, and I would just switch to a size 12 beading needle, you know, if I was getting stuck around, you know, in my turns around the loop or the cup button. But we'll give this a try. Now, what you need to do is you'll need about, I'd say about 5 feet of fire line for this. So, because it's a 2-needle project, you might want to put 5 feet on your 2 needles. And I mean, you can still add thread with a 2-needle project. I've done it. So work with as large a piece as you can so that you don't have to mess with adding thread. So that's what we're going to need. So get your materials together and we'll get started making this little bronze bracelet. Okay, so we're back. We have our materials ready. What I want you to do is I want you to get your cup button ready, because we're going to do this part first. We're going to get the cup button end of the closure on. So take a 15-0, a crystal, and I'm using the Ronelles, the magic copper, and a 15-0. And I want you to pick up the cup button with the bowl facing you with one needle through one end, right needle through, left needle through. Okay, so that's just what you're doing, and you're just going to let this drop. Okay, so I'll pull that down, and this is what you're going to have. Okay, so you've got the cup button, you've got a 15-0, a 3mm, and a 15-0. Put your needles together, make sure they're, you know, that you're pretty even. Okay, so this is what you have. Now I've pulled out a few 11-0s for just some accent pieces, and they're not necessary. What I do is just sometimes I get a little picky on certain things that I do, and let's say on this loop I have all 15-0s, and then I'm going to come down through this crystal. Well, before I come down through the crystal, I kind of like a transition bead, so that's an 11-0 on one side and an 11-0 on the other. And then we went the next step in this closure and coming down, I've put a little 11-0 there also. They're not super necessary to do that. It's just, you know, sometimes I say, oh gee, it looks nice with that little extra bit. You don't even notice it. You just notice that the bracelet looks really pretty. So they're optional, but if you have a few 11-0s, you can pull those out. All right, so here we go. We're going to take 5 15-0s, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right needle. Because I'm a righty, I'm going to take my left needle, and I'm going to put 5 15-0s on that one too. Okay, I'm going to bring those down to my button. Okay. Now I'm just sort of making sure that they, you know, I'm pulling them down at the moment just so that my threads stay even. So this is what we have. So then we're going to take a rondelle, and I'm using the magic copper, and we're not going to cross through it. We're going to put both needles through in the same direction. So you're going right through that rondelle. See? So put your needles, it's not, we're not crisscrossing, not yet. I'm going to pull that down. Okay. So this is what you have so far. Okay. And then I'm going to take, this is where I'm going to put an 11-0 in. Now you don't have to do this 11-0. I just like that little bit that's right after the rondelle. So again, I'm going to take it on one needle, and I'm not going to crisscross. I'm just going to go through the same bead with both needles. You have to do one at a time because probably won't get both needles through. Pull that down. Okay, like I said, this is optional. Just that little bead. This is what we have. Okay, so we're going to take now a DiscDuo, a 15-0, and a DiscDuo. Put that in my mat. That's the right needle. Take a DiscDuo, 15-0, and a DiscDuo. Come on, you. Put that on my left needle. Bring those down. Even out your thread a little bit. Okay, so this is what you should have. Okay, and then we're going to take a 15-0. Whoops. Just take a 15-0, and we're going to cross through it. So this is putting one needle in one side, coming out the other side, the other needle, and the other side coming out the other side. Okay, like that. Pull that down. Put your needles in your mat right now and just use your thread just to give it a pull. So there you go. There's our first unit. Now just a note. If you wanted to use all 11-0 seed beads, you certainly could do that. I like using these 15-0 seed beads. I just think they're just pretty. They almost look like, part of a chain or something rather than, a bead. But I just like the way they look in between everything. They're sort of, sort of dainty. But the 11-0 would work just as well. And you really wouldn't have to change much except, the amount you put around your loops and, around the top here. So just a thought, just if you're saying, wow, I hate using these 15-0s, they're too small. Okay, so there you go. So I want you to take an 11-0 on one needle, 15-0, 15-0 on your other needle, set those down, pick up another 15-0, and I want you to cross through that. Okay, so what you can do is, if sometimes if you cross through, you can do it sort of like this. Okay. Bring those down. I'm going to put my needles in my mat. And I'm just going to, because I don't want my piece to move all over the place. And I'm just going to bring those down. Okay, so there's our little, come in a little teeny bit. There's our little right angle weave unit out of the 15-0s. Okay, so then we're going to do that again. We're going to take a DiscDuo, a 15-0, and a DiscDuo. Put that on the right needle. I'm going to take a DiscDuo, a 15-0, and a DiscDuo. Put that on my left needle. Bring that down. Take a 15-0. I'm going to cross through it. Okay. There you go. I'm going to put my needles in my mat so that my piece stays where it is, and I'm just going to pull down. There you go. Okay. Then I'm going to take a 15-0 on one needle, a 15-0 on your other needle. I'm going to take another 15-0 on your right or left needle, whatever hand is dominant, easy for you, cross through it. Okay, there we go. Pull that down. And this is what you have. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So you're going to continue doing that until you get to the size bracelet that fits your wrist. And you want to do it minus about an inch or an inch and a quarter. So again, one more time, my bracelet measures all together 7, almost 7 and a quarter, a little over 7 actually, and my beaded portion is 5.5, so it's about an inch and a half. But you know, try it on as you go along. Leave, you know, it depends on how big your loop is, and you know, how long you make. You know, you can play with this a little bit. So keep going until you get to the other end, and then we'll stop here, and I'll show you how to get this end of the clasp on. Okay, see you in a few. Okay, we're back, and welcome to the world's smallest bracelet. Because I ran out of Ronelles, so this is all I have. But it doesn't matter, because I will be able to do everything on this that is on here. Okay, so here we are. I'm going to turn this over like so. Okay, let me move these guys over a little bit. So we're going to do this part here. So what I want you to do is, you've got this last group on. You don't have the 4 15-0s here. You're just sort of loose right here. Okay, so I want you to take your right needle, and I want you to go up the round duo on the left side. Excuse me, DiscDuos on the left side. You're going through that bottom hole. I just want to get these sort of together a little bit. And I'm going to pull that through. Okay, so that's going to be like so. Then I'm going to take the other needle and do the same thing. So I'm going to go and try to leave it on the mat. I'm going to just cross through, not through the bead, just through the DiscDuos. Bring that through. Okay, so now you have your threads coming out of the top. I want you to go up. I have to hold it up for this. Okay, so your threads are coming out of the bottom there. I just want you to go through the top bead, and it's going to leave some thread on the side, but that's okay, because we're going to cover it. Okay, so with each needle, go on up, just up to the top. So you've sort of circled the bead in a way, just to give it a little strength over there and keep it together. Okay, so then give it a pull. This is what you have. Oops. Okay, so we've got our threads coming out of the top hole of each DiscDuos. So now I want you to take, let me see how many beads I put on. I think I did, actually I'm going to count them on here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I want you to take 6 15-0s. We're just working with one needle, so put your other needle in the mat. So 6 15-0s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, this is where the little 11-0 comes in, an 11-0, if you want to, a 3mm, an 11-0. Bring those down. Then you want a number of 15-0s to go around your cup button. And I believe it's about 32 or 34 for me now. So I guess we'll count together. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do it in groups of 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 20. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 30. Now sometimes I make my loops a little small, so I'm going to do 34. And what you can do, so here's 34, is you can just sort of bring it around and see if your cup button will go through. So mine goes through very easily. I might even be able to take off. I mean, it's better if it's easy than if it's more difficult. I'm going to take off, I think 32 or 31 is a good number. So let's, and we have a little teeny bracelet here anyway, so it's okay. I'm going to take 2 off. Yes, it's a mini. Okay, so this is what you have. Now, the DiscDuos are going to kind of want to move around a little bit, and they're a little wonky at the moment, but as you can see from the bracelet, they're very sturdy and they sit beautifully. Okay, so we're just using 1 needle at the moment. Pull this up a little bit. So we're going to skip all the 15-0s, and then I want you to come through the 11-0, the 3mm, and the 11-0. Okay? This is what you have. Then I want you to take 6 15-0s. Okay? And then we're going to go down that next DiscDuo on the other side. So we keep switching needles, sides that where our needles are coming out of. The whole bracelet is going to be switching back and forth. So that's my right needle, and I've got my loop on. So now I'm going to take my right needle is now my left needle. So I'm going to pop that over to the side, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reinforce this. I'm going to go, well, here, I'll do it with you. I can't leave it on the mat though, I have to hold it. So hold this. I've got this thread coming out here. We're working with the other needle. Just go up all your beads. Don't worry about if it's loose. Go up the 6, go up the 11-0, go up the rondelle on the 11-0, and if it gets loose, just pull the other needle because we're not totally attached yet. So it's going to be a little loose. So then come up through all your loop beads, and if you have to do them a few at a time, do a few at a time, or do as many as you can. Okay, keep pulling this other one if you need to, then come down the last bit of your loop, okay, like so. Pull, okay, come through the 11-0, the rondelle, and the 6 seed beads, and out the other side of that DiscDuo. So the bottom part of that DiscDuo. And this is what you're going to have. Okay, so what you've done, if you've reinforced your loop, and you have switched your right needle and your left needle. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do some embellishing. So because I have such a little bracelet, I'll get you started on it and then I'll meet you back here. He's kind of cute. Okay, so do this embellishment. We're going to take a 15-0, rondelle, oops, I want to use the champagne like I did on this one, and a 15-0. And you're going to go through the next top hole of the DiscDuo. Pull that through. See if I can keep it on the mat for you. and it's going to put a little, spilled some beads. It's going to put a little crystal on the side there. And then I want you to go, I don't want you to put with any beads on the thread, just go up the next round duo, DiscDuo, round duo, DiscDuo, jeez. Okay, and then I want you to take another 15-0, 3mm rondelle, a 15-0, go up, I'm going to hold it in my hand now, the next DiscDuo. So this is what you're going to do all the way down your bracelet. So because I don't have the beads, I'll show you. You're going to go through the first one. Just pretend that's not there. Go straight through to the second one. Put another one on. So you're skipping them. Actually, I'll probably see better on this one. So you see how you're skipping one in between? So here you go. So keep doing that all the way to the end until you get to the last DiscDuo and your thread is coming out of the top. Do both sides. Okay, so I'll meet you back here in a little bit and we'll go through the clasp again and we'll start our second embellishment. Okay, see you in a minute. Okay, we're back. Oh, that was so exhausting. I mean, there was just so many crystals I had to put on the side of my little mini bracelet. Okay, just kidding. All right, so now we're here. We're coming out of the top 2 DiscDuos right before the cut button. I'm going to hold it in my hand. I'm going to take 3 15-0s and I want you to just skip over everything, the rondelle, and come up, mind frame, yes, the 15-0s underneath the cut button, make sure you get them all, and come through the cut button again. And that's going to put those 3 15-0s, let's see if I lay it down, that would be better, right there. Okay, so let me come in a little bit so you can see it. All right, there you go. So now what I want you to do is go through your beads. I came out of my 11-0 on top of the cut button, which is great, so you don't have to dig for it. Just go through the beads that are on your cut button, and then come down. We're still using the right hand needle. Come down the beads underneath your cut button and give it a pull. So we're putting this on with one side, and then we're going to reinforce with the other side. Take 3 15-0s. 1, 2, 3. I want you to skip the rondelle. Just come through just that DiscDuo on the other side. Okay, so I'm going to pull that through, put that needle in the mat, and this is what you have. Okay, so now we want to take the needle that was on the left, and we're going to go up, and we're going to reinforce these. So just give it a pull, because it's still loose at this point. Okay, and then I want you to, you're coming out of this top of this DiscDuo, go up the 3 seed beads. We'll do a little at a time, and then pull your other one down. Okay, so there you go. Go up your beads that are beneath your cut button. Try to come up through that 15-0 if you can. You probably can, because we're using small needles and rather thin thread on this. So it's you should be able to get through. So pull both sides, and that's what you have. Okay, go through the 3mm that's on top of the cup button, go down the 15-0, down the beads that are under your cup button, and down the 3 seed beads on the side. Okay. Okay, and then come through the DiscDuo. And this is what you have. Okay? And I'm going to back off a little bit at this point. Okay. So now our needles are switched again. So now we're going to do our next embellishment. So pick up your right needle, and I want to pull a little of my, few of my magic copper rondelles over here because it's easier than going over to the other side of my mat. Okay, so here we are. We're coming out of the bottom of this DiscDuo. I want you to come through the 15-0, the 3mm, hope you can see that, and the 15-0. So that's where you're positioning your needle, okay? And then I want you to add a 3mm, a 15-0, and a 3mm. And I'm using the magic copper here. And then I'm going to come up. I'm coming out of this seed bead. I'm just going to go jump over to the next seed bead. And I'm going to go through that like so, and that puts it on that side. And then I'm going to take my other needle, and just because I'm a righty, I have to sort of turn it around in order to be able to sew properly. To do it again, I'm going to take a 3mm magic copper, 15-0, 3mm magic copper. I'm coming, oops, I didn't bring this needle down. Don't forget to bring this needle down through the first 3 beads, the 15-0, the 3mm, and the 15-0. Don't get all caught on your beads like I did. Whoops. I'm just gonna unstick myself there a little bit. Okay, there we go. So bring that down, give it a little tug. So now what I want you to do is pick up the 3mm, the 15-0, the 3mm. You're coming out of this 15-0 seed bead, hop up to the next one, the crystal, and the 15-0. Okay, so there, that's what you have. So you've just gone up both sides of your bracelet with this second embellishment, okay? So keep doing that on each one, and you can see it on this bracelet. Just do each one until you get to the end, and you're coming out of these 2 15-0s. Let me pull in just to show you. You're coming out of the 2 15-0s, one here and one here. So I'll let you do that, and then I'll meet you back here, and when you're done, we'll go through again and we'll do our third pass. Okay, we're back with Mommy and Baby Bracelet. So what do we want to do now is we're coming out of here. We want to get this bead wrapped with these 15-0s, and then we're just going to reinforce. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to switch needles, switch sides with our needles. So pick it up. You're coming out of that 15-0, and just before I do it, I just want to count my beads. So 5. So you're coming out of the 15-0. Take 5 15-0s. Okay, and I want you to come straight up through your 50 nose, the 11-0, the crystal, and the 11-0. And be careful about getting a little twisted like I am. Okay, so this is what you're doing. And what you've done is you put a little, just a little decorative edge on that. It gives it a little strength and it looks pretty. Then come up through all your beads again in your loop. Okay. Come on, your little loop. There we go. Just make sure you get all the beads. Take your time. You know, go to your happy place. Enjoy the moment. Come down. Okay, so we're just coming down. Come through the 11-0. Make sure I'm in frame. Yes, move over a little bit. The 3mm crystal. The 5 seed beads. Give it a pull. I want you to come down through that DiscDuos on the side. Okay. There we go. All right. So you take that needle. We'll put that needle in the mat. We'll take our other needle. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So we're coming out of this 15-0. Take 5 15-0s. I want you to come up the 5 15-0s, the 11-0, the crystal, the 11-0. So you see how you've sort of decorated the top there? And then just keep going around like we did before. Sort of picky work right here. For me it is anyway, just because I'm working on my staying in frame, and so I'm trying to go a little bit slow so I don't end up going out of frame too badly. Okay, so come down. Okay, so switching sides again. All right, so the thread's coming out of that side, so we're going to continue on through the 11-0. Did we get that? Yes. Down the 5 seed beads and out the round duo. Okay? So there you go. That's what you have. So you see that matches Mommy right there. Here you go. All right, getting silly. It's been a long day. Been a long weekend. But this is my favorite part of the weekend, where I get to sit here and talk to you and bead. Okay, so you're coming out of the DiscDuos. Just come through the. Let me just make sure we're coming out of where I want us to come out of. I want you to come out the DiscDuos. We're going to go through that bead anyway, but I just want to keep things in, in the proper progression. So then I want you to take your needle, come down the 15-0, the crystal and the 15-0. Okay, and I want you to continue down till you get to the middle 15-0 of that second pass of crystals. So we have these are the magic copper crystals. So that was our second pass of crystals. So you're coming out of the center of 15-0. All right, I know it's picky, but we're going to make a picot. Just because it looks pretty. I mean, you can do a lot of different embellishments on this, but I kind of like this. Okay, so you're just going to, you have the 3 15-0s on. Just come around and come back through that 15-0. Now I like to do that rather than continue on because it just sets the picot up nicely. Okay, so then come through all your beads, and you're going to continue that all the way down. Now I'll do another one. I'll just do it on the other side. So I'm just going to turn my piece over because it's easier for me to work with this side. So just to show you again, you're coming out of just the DiscDuo right there. Now, under the DiscDuo is a 15-0, the crystal, and the 15-0. Bring that down. Just got a little caught on my, right there. Okay. Keep going until you get to that middle 15-0 of the second embellishment. It's in between the two magic copper beads that you have on there. And then we're going to put a little picot. Okay, so come around that 11-0, make your picot, and then come through the next set of beads, like so. Okay, so my baby bracelet will only allow me to do that much, but what you're going to do is you're going to bring it all the way down until you get to this end 3mm, the lighter crystal and the 3mm, and just wait there, and then we'll embellish the sides of the cup button. Okay, see you in a few. Okay, we're back. So here's baby, and we're coming out right here, out of this 15-0. I'm going to bring that close up to show you. Coming out of this 15-0 right here. Okay. So here it is on baby. Here's the 15-0. I want you to take 5 15-0s. Okay. And then I want you to come up through the 3 15-0s on the side of the crystal, or the cup button on that side. See how that covers the outside? And then come up through the 5 or the 6 seed beads under the 5 or 6 5 seed beads that are under the cup button. Come out of, come out of your your little 15-0 there, because it's going to be hard to dig for it. I'm not even going to dig for it. And then come around. Okay, come down. Right through the 5 15-0s, the 3 seed beads on the side, like that, and through your DiscDuo. Okay, so you can pull that through. This is what it looks like. Now let's do it on the other side. So here's our needle. I'm just going to pull it around this way so I can work with it. So I'm coming out here. I'm going to take 5 15-0s. Okay, I'm going to go up the 3 15-0s, 3, and then up. If you can do it all in one pass, do it all in one pass, that's fine. Let's come up through the cup button again. So there you go. You've put on your other side. Go through your crystal and your 15-0s on your cup button. Come down those 5 beads again. Come through all the way the 3 beads. Come through the DiscDuo, and there you go. So you've covered up both ends of your the top DiscDuo, and then just come on down, you know, like anywhere really at this point, and just do some half hitch knots. Now I'll come down here and I'll just do a little one. I'm not going to do many. I'll just do just to show you. We've done these before. Just don't get caught around your beads. Come through. You can go all the way through your picot. I'm just popping through. Come down. Through your another one. Get a little half hitch knot. Don't get it stuck around your crystal. Here we go. Oops. Okay, so if you get it stuck, just loosen it up and do it again. Okay, there you go. Come up. Now you're going to have a much longer bracelet, so do that all the way down on both sides. Tie some half hitch knots and tie off your threads, and then you've got a beautiful bracelet. Okay, so why don't you do that, and then we'll put it all together and we'll take a quick look. Okay, we're back. We're done with the bracelet. Here's our little mini I don't know what keychain whatever, but anyway, you get the idea on how to do it. It's really very pretty. Here you go again. Here's on the, pull out a little bit. So here it is on the wrist. Here's your cup button. The colors are just fall. It's fall all over. And the black one, that's pretty too. Maybe a little more dressy, or I don't know. Just I like the contrast, but I totally love this for fall. So there you have it. There's your dots and ruffles, we're going to call this, because it looks like little ruffles on the side, and of course we have the dots in the middle. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll be back next week to work on this Rivoli, and that should be a lot of fun. So I hope you had a good weekend, and I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.